Hello, hello, hello. Yeah. Good evening, one and all. Welcome to MVC Academy. Myself, SrinivasRao. I teach history. I have been teaching since 2011 various institutes in Hyderabad and Bangalore. Today, we are going to discuss about the prelims MCQs from ancient Indian history. Yes, let us see the first question. Which among the following is or correct? So here there are four statements. See this: Arabs led by Muhammad bin Qasim who invaded and captured Sindh. So based on this question we come to know this question belongs to the early medieval India. Early medieval India. So the last chapter of ancient Indian history, and let us see that Arabs led by Muhammad bin Qasim who invaded and captured Sindh. So Muhammad bin Qasim who invaded India around 712 AD. He was the first Muslim who invaded India, and he invaded Sindh and captured Sindh 712 AD. That is the right answer. And the second statement, Lane Pule, a British historian who commented that the Arabs' invasion of Sindh was a great victory without any results. And there are various opinions, and particularly the British historian Lane Pole, he said about the Arabs' invasion. The Arabs' invasion or the Arabs' invasion of Sindh was a great victory without any results. It means the man who Muhammad bin Qasim who invaded India and captured Sindh, and they didn't establish their own kingdom in India, who Arabs. So that the Lane Pool, he said that this invasion, great victory without any results. Though they captured Sindh, they didn't establish any kingdom in India. And you know very well the Muslims who started Delhi Sultanate in the time of 1206. They were the Persians. The Muslims, they were Persians. And so this statement is also right. And the first statement right. And the third statement, Al-Biruni wrote an Arabic book, Kitabul Hind, which is called as mirror of the 11th century in India. And Al-Biruni, he came to India with Muhammad Ghazni. Muhammad Ghazni, and you know very well who invaded 17 times India. And Al-Biruni, he was a great scholar. He came to India and he went to Kasi and he studied Sanskrit, and he translated many Indian books into Arabic language. And one of the most important book is Kitabul Hind. Suppose if you read Kitabul Hind, then you come to know the society of India in the time of 11th century. 11th century, and it is mirror of the 11th century in India. So this book is called as mirror of the 11th century in India. So the society, the polity and the economy and the religion of 11th century, which reflects in the book Kitabul Hind. Yes, the statement is right. In the battle of Second Tarain War 1192, and we have two battles. One is the First Tarain War and second one is Second Tarain War. The First Tarain War 1191, the Second Tarain War 1192. The Second Tarain War was the most important battle because of after the Second Tarain War, or the Second Tarain War leads to the establishment of Muslim rule in India. Because of that, Second Tarain War was very important for our exam point of view. And the Second Tarain War 1192, so between the Muhammad Gori was defeated by Prithviraj Chauhan. So between the Muhammad Gori and Prithviraj Chauhan III, and the Prithviraj Chauhan, so he belongs to Rajput dynasty, particularly Chauhan dynasty, and the Prithviraj Chauhan III was defeated by Muhammad Gori. But here the statement is Muhammad Ghori was defeated by Prithviraj Chauhan. This is the wrong statement. Yes, actually Muhammad Ghori was defeated by Prithviraj Chauhan III in the first battle of Tarain in 1191. 1191. But in the second battle of Tarain, Prithviraj Chauhan III was defeated by Muhammad Ghori. So the statement is wrong. The statement is wrong. Here the statement second Tarain war, not the first Tarain war. Yes. So the fourth statement is wrong. The first, second and third statements, all the three statements are right, and the fourth statement is wrong. But what is what the question demands? Which among the following is are correct? 1, 2, 3 correct. Your answer is A. 1, 2 and 3. 1, 2 and 3. The fourth statement is wrong. That we need correct statement 1, 2, 3. Yes. Let's come to the second question. Which among the following is are wrong? In the time of Cholas, the administration of the village was entrusted to a village assemblies such as Sabha, Nagara and Hur. And you know very well, so the village assembly concept, actually it had been taken by the Cholas in the time of almost early medieval Indian history, or you can call it as the last part of the ancient India. And this village assemblies, there are three types of village assemblies. One is Sabha, and second one is Nagara, and third one is Ur. And actually Uru, the concept comes from the Ur. So Sabha village assembly, it's for the Brahmins, and the Nagara village assembly, it's for the Vaishyas, or you can call it as traders and merchants. And Ur is a common people assembly. And there were three types of assemblies. One is Sabha, second one is Nagara, and third one is Ur. Sabha for the Brahmins, whereas Nagara for the traders. And Nagara, so you can call it as the Nagaram, the word comes from the Nagara, city. And the Ur, the village, particularly Ur, all the people were the members of this Ur assembly. And please remember this, actually in the time of ancient period, so the village assemblies was started by the Cholas. Ayyavolu, Nanadisa, Veeravalangi and Manigrama were the important guilds of Chola period. Guild. What is the guild? Guild, or you can call it as Sreni. So Sreni, or you can call it as guild. The actual meaning is merchant association. Yes. And Ayyavolu, Nanadisa, Veeravalanjiyar and Manigrama, all these names belongs to the merchant association. These all are merchant associations in the time of Chola period. I don't know whether you are aware or not, these merchant associations worked with even in the foreign countries. They trade to the foreign countries from India to abroad. And these are very powerful merchant associations, very popular in the time of Chola period. And the second statement also right. The Lord Shiva is shown in a dancing posture with the 4 hands in the bronze Nataraja sculpture. Sculpture is a 3-dimensional art. Sculpture of Chola period. Yes, and I think you might have seen in the dancing posture of Shiva with 4 hands. It's a bronze Nataraja sculpture. This bronze Nataraja sculpture belongs to the Chola period. Yes, this statement also right. And Borbadur Stupa. And Stupa, what is the meaning of Stupa? And you know very well. So the Buddhist architecture, Chaitya, Vihara and Stupa. Chaitya is a prayer hall. Vihara is a rest houses of the Buddhist monks. And whereas Stupa is a half-domed structure constructed on the relics of Buddha and the Buddhist monks. So the Borbadur Stupa, so half-dome structure, it looks like here, like half-dome structure. This structure built on the relics of Buddha and Buddhist monks. And Borbadur Stupa in Java is considered to be the biggest stupa in the world. Yes, that is the right statement. So we might have heard about the Sanchi Stupa and Amaravati Stupa. Yes, Stupa was a half-dome structure built on the relics of Buddha and the Buddhist monks. And Borbadur stupa, it is the largest, or you can call it as biggest stupa in the world. This statement is also right. The first statement right, second right, and third right, and fourth right. So what question demands? Which among the following is are wrong? There is no wrong statement. There is no wrong statement. It means none is your answer. None. None is your answer. Yes, none. D is your answer. None. There is no wrong statement. Yes. Let's come to the third question. Which among the following is are correct? Which among the following is are correct? So question demands correct statement. Vikramashila, you know very well, very popular university. Somapura, Jagaddala, and Vaddantapuri. So very familiar universities in the time of ancient India, apart from this Takshashila and Nalanda, and were constructed by Dharmapala. Dharmapala, he was the greatest ruler of the Pala dynasty. Palas who ruled Bihar and Bengal. Bihar and Bengal in the time of early medieval Indian history. So yeah, Dharmapala, he constructed all these universities, and he was the greatest king of the Pala dynasty. Pala dynasty ruled 300 years Bihar and Bengal, and the right statement this is. And Palas, they patronized education and they constructed number of universities. And the next come to Madanapala, was assassinated by his officer Vijayasena. Madanapala, he was the last ruler of the Pala dynasty. The Gopala was the first ruler, the founder of the Pala dynasty, and the Madanapala was the last ruler of the Pala dynasty. He was assassinated by his officer Vijayasena, and he started Sena dynasty. Yes, this is right statement. Vijayasena started Sena dynasty. Senas ruled Bihar and Bengal 100 years after the Pala dynasty. The Pala dynasty ruled 300 years Bihar and Bengal in the early medieval India time period, and Sena dynasty ruled 100 years after the Palas, and the Vijayasena was the founder of the Sena dynasty. The right statement. The greatest scholar Jayadeva, and Jayadeva, so he was very familiar scholar, and Jayadeva, who wrote Gita Govinda. Gita Govinda, he was in the court of Lakshmana Sena. He was in the court of Lakshmana Sena. That is a right statement. He wrote Gita Govinda. Gita Govinda, Dasavatara concept of Vishnu. So it was written in the Gita Govinda by Jayadeva. This is the right statement. And what question demands? The correct statement of out of 3. And all the statements are right. All is your answer. Yes. Next, the fourth question. Which among the following is are correct? The question demands correct statement. Yeah, Megasthenes Indica and Kautilya Ardhasastra, Ramesh. Megasthenes Indica and Kautilya Ardhasastra are primary source of Mauryan period. And this fourth question belongs to the Mauryan period. The Mauryan period starts from the 321 BC and ends with 187 BC. The Mauryan dynasty, which was Mauryan period or the Mauryan kingdom, Mauryan empire, was started by Chandragupta Maurya. Yes, and the last ruler of the Mauryans, Brihadrita, was defeated and assassinated by his military officer Pushyamitra Sunga, and he started the Sunga dynasty. So the time period of the Mauryan dynasty 321 BC to 187 BC, and let us see, Megasthenes Indica, Kautilya Ardhasastra are primary source of Mauryan period. And you know very well primary sources and secondary sources. And the Megasthenes and Kautilya, both were in the court of Chandragupta Maurya, and so that they had seen the situations and what happened in the Mauryan kingdom, so everything, so that these Megasthenes and Kautilya both are the primary sources. They had seen the things and they had written what happened in that time period. Because of that, they became the primary sources. And Megasthenes, who wrote Indica, and Megasthenes was sent by Seleucus Nicator to the Chandragupta Maurya court, and Megasthenes, who had seen the situations in the Mauryan period, and wrote Indica. So the Indica, it's in Greek language, and India, the meaning of Indica, India. Yes, so India in the time of Mauryan period. And Kautilya, so he was prime minister in the court of Chandragupta Maurya, and he wrote Ardhashastra, yes, or the primary source of Mauryan period. Yes, that is the right statement. And what is the secondary sources? Secondary sources means they come to know from the other resources or the other sources. But the primary sources, so they had seen and they wrote what happened in the that particular time period. Ashoka issued 181 inscriptions in 47 places in India, Pakistan and Afghanistan. And you know very well, Ashokan inscriptions are very famous. Ashoka issued 181 inscriptions in 47 places. That is the right statement. What is the meaning of inscription? Yes, written record on hard surface is called as inscription. Written record on hard surface is called as inscription. I am writing on the board. Yes, it is not an inscription. Written record on hard surface, not the smooth surface, is inscription. So the study of inscriptions are called as epigraphy. And let's come to the point. See, Ashoka issued 181 inscriptions in India, Pakistan and Afghanistan. And in the ancient time period, Pakistan and Afghanistan were the parts of Indian subcontinent. Yes, this statement is right. 181 inscriptions in 47 places. Sometimes or 2 inscriptions at one place or 3 inscriptions at one place. Anyway, Ashokan inscriptions divide into three parts. One is what it is called as major rock inscriptions or major rock edict. And in the same minor rock edict. And the major rock edict and minor rock edict comes under the rock edicts. So one is rock edicts, or you can call it as rock inscriptions. Why Ashokan inscriptions are called as edicts? Because of Ashoka giving a royal order to the people. It is a order, and so it is called as edicts. Anyway, rock edicts, cave edicts, the inscriptions on the cave, and pillar edicts, inscriptions on the pillar. Yes. So once again, rock edicts divide into 2 parts, major rock and minor rock. Please remember Ashokan inscriptions 3 types: rock edicts, cave edicts and pillar edicts. Once again, rock edicts divide into major and minor rock edicts. Clear? So this is the right statement. And third statement, Ashoka used 3 languages such as Prakrit, Greek and Aramaic, and 4 scripts. They are Brahmi, Kharosthi, Greek and Aramaic in his edicts. As this is also right statement. Ashoka used 3 languages and 4 scripts. And Prakrit added Prakrit. You know very well, Prakrit was an ancient Indian language, and Prakrit and Pali, these 2 languages comes from the Sanskrit, and Prakrit was a language, and Brahmi and Kharosthi were the scripts. Brahmi script and Kharosthi script. Brahmi, it starts from left to right, left to right, left to right. Kharosthi, it starts from right to left, and right to left. Scripts, 2 different scripts, but those belongs to Prakrit language. Please remember. And Greek language Greek script, and Aramic language Aramic script. Yes, and see Brahmi, Kharosthi, Greek and Aramic, these all are the scripts, and Prakrit, Greek and Aramic were the languages. And the third statement also right. The question demands correct statement. All the three statements are right. Your answer is all D. And let's come to the fifth question. Which among the following is are correct regarding rise of Magadha? So once again the question demands the correct statement. Rise of Magadha. Rise of Magadha. This chapter, this question belongs to the pre-Mauryan period, or you can call it as post-Vedic period. Post-Vedic or pre-Mauryan. Yes, anyway, so in the time of pre-Mauryan, that is 600 BC to 300 BC, 300 BC. So the territorial expansion was taken place in the time of 600 BC to 300 BC. Total 16 Mahajanapadas, and out of 16 Mahajanapadas, Magadha was very powerful, and Magadha occupied all the Mahajanapadas except Gandhara and Kamboja, And the question is regarding the rise of Magadha, how Magadha conquered all the Mahajanapadas except Gandhara and Kamboja. Let us see that it was located in Bihar, where abundant resources such as iron ore available, so they made iron weapons and iron agricultural implements. That is right statement. So iron was available in the eastern Uttar Pradesh and Bihar. So with the iron they made iron weapons, iron axes, iron what it is called as iron knives and agricultural implements, iron plow. Yes, because of this what happened, the production was grew and production became high, and the Magadha empire it became prosperous because of the what it is called as agricultural production, high agricultural production. This Mahajanapada was ruled by powerful and ambitious rulers and great dynasties such as Aryanka, Sisunaga and Nanda dynasties. And comparing with other Mahajanapadas, and the Magadha Mahajanapada was ruled by the ambitious and dedicated rulers. And you know very well Bimbisara, Ajatasattu, Sisunaga, Mahapadmananda, and very powerful rulers. And this Magadha was ruled by first Aryanka dynasty. The founder was Bimbisara, and he was treated as the first ruler of India. And Ajatasattu, Udayan, comes from the Aryanka dynasty. And the Sisunaga dynasty, Sisunaga he started, and Kalasoka another ruler. And come to the Nanda dynasty, Mahapadmananda, very powerful ruler comparing all other Magadhan rulers. Mahapadmananda conquered remaining all the territories except Gandhara and Kamboja. Yes, and very powerful rulers and the very powerful dynasties, they ruled Magadha. That is the another reason Magadha became the great empire or the first empire in India. And let's come to the third statement. It had huge elephant population which were trained and used in the time of wars. And you know very well eastern Uttar Pradesh and Bihar, the forest area, because of huge elephant population in the forest area. And what happened that time period, these elephant population were trained and used in the time of wars. And you know very well, I think you might have heard in the Bahubali movie, and so what it is called as the military departments, and one is infantry, normal soldiers, and second one is cavalry. Cavalry means you know very well horsepower. Yes, you can call it as Ashwabala, and chariotry, that is called as Radhabala, and elephantry, and the most important wings of military department in the time of ancient India, the four wings: infantry, soldiers; cavalry, Ashwabala; and chariotry, Radhabala, elephantry. And because of Bihar and the huge elephant population so available from the Bihar of Magadha kingdom. Yes, anyway, 1, 2, 3, all the three statements are right. Your answer is all, D. And let's come to the sixth question. Which among the following is wrong? The question demands wrong statement. Archaeological Survey of India was started in 1861. 1861. That is the right statement. And I don't know whether you are aware or not. So the Britishers, after the 1857 Sipahi revolt, so the administration from East India Company, the private company, to the directly British Crown. It means the administration transferred from East India Company to the British Crown after the 1857, after 1857 Sipahi revolt, and after that they started number of organizations. So number of reforms by the Britishers or British Parliament. One of them is they started Archaeological Survey of India, which was started in 1861. 1861. That is the right statement. Yes, and before the Britishers or before the 1861, we didn't have any Archaeological Survey of India. India was ruled by the number of important rulers from the Magadha to the Mughals, but nobody can started Archaeological Survey of India. And you know very well, history studies the past through the written records. If there were no written records, how we can read the past? Only through the archaeology. Archaeology is also subject which studies the past through the material remains. Yes, but because of this reason, the first topic prehistoric cultures and the second topic Indus Valley civilization, which was not started before the 20th century and before the 19th century. Because of the Archaeological Survey of India was started in the 19th century, you can call it as 1861, 19th century, second half of the 19th century. And come to the point, in 1863, Robert Bruce Putte discovered Pallavaram, which was first Paleolithic site in India. Pallavaram in Tamil Nadu. So within a short span of 2 years, this archaeological department so discovered the Pallavaram site. That is the first Paleolithic site in India. So the Paleolithic period belongs to the prehistoric cultures, or the first topic, or you can call it as Stone Age. Stone Age. Just they started, and within a short span of 2 years, they discovered the prehistoric culture site, particularly Paleolithic site Pallavaram in Tamil Nadu. That is the right statement. Archaeologist Robert Bruce Putte. And Paleolithic people were also known as Quartzite people. Paleolithic people, and you know very well, Stone Age or the Paleolithic or prehistoric culture divided into Paleolithic, Mesolithic, Neolithic, and Chalcolithic. Paleo means old, lithic means stone, old Stone Age, old Stone Age. And old Stone Age is also called as Quartzite. Old Stone Age people is also called as Quartzite people. This is a right statement. Because of Paleolithic people, or you can call it as old Stone Age people, they used quartzite stone to make tools. Because of that, they were called as Quartzite people. That is also right statement. So question demands wrong statement, but there was no wrong statement here. So your answer is none. Yes, D. Seventh question, which among the following is correct? Question demands correct statement. The word history derived from the Greek word historia. And this is introduction of the history question. The word history, actually history means what? History studies the past through the written records. History studies the past through the written records. But the word history derived from the Greek word historia, the right statement. And you know very well, most of the words comes from either in Greek or in Latin language. And the Greek and Latin, these two are the ancient languages in Europe. Yes. And historia, what is the historia? What is the meaning of historia in Greek language? So, this is observation, research, or inquire. Inquire through the systematic observation or the systematic research. Yes, it's the right statement. And the history's book was written by Herodotus, and you know very well, father of history, Herodotus, he belongs to Greece. Greece, 5th century AD, sorry, 5th century BC. 5th century BC means 500 BC. Who? Herodotus. Yes, he wrote the history's book. In this book, he wrote about some issues of India. Herodotus is the first foreigner to write about India. Yes, this is the right statement. Herodotus never seen India, but you write about India in his book, The Histories. That is the right statement. And first, second, and third statements writes. The question demands correct statement. Your answer is D, all. Which among the following are correct? Cotton and rice crops were invented by the Neolithic people of India and gifted to the world. Yes, and see this, cotton and rice, and initially wheat, barley, which was grown by the Palestine people, Israel people, and Egypt people. Yes, but the cotton and rice, these two crops were invented by the Indians, particularly Neolithic people of India, Neolithic population. And cotton, the first time, Mehergar people, the credit goes to the Mehergar people. This is Balochistan province in Pakistan, present day. In the ancient time period, that is Indian subcontinent. Indian subcontinent. And rice, the first time, the credit goes to the Koldi Hawa people, Koldi Hawa, Koldihwa, Koldi Hawa, the present day UP, Uttar Pradesh. Yes, and anyway, these two were invented by the Indians and gifted to the world. That is the right statement. Prehistoric cultural site Bhimbetka was recognized as a World Heritage Site in 2003. And prehistoric culture, this is the first topic, and I told you Paleolithic, Mesolithic, Neolithic, and Chalcolithic. Out of them, Mesolithic. Meso means middle, lithic means stone, middle stone age. In the time of middle stone age, what happened? The painting reached to at the height of zenith. It reached to climax, peak. And particularly the Mesolithic people, they draw the painting on the Bhimbetka caves. And after that, the UNESCO, United Nations Education, Scientific, Cultural Organization, one of the organ of UN. So they had seen the Bhimbetka caves, and they were, what it is called as, they surprised, and they recognized this Bhimbetka caves as a World Heritage Site in 2003. This is also right statement. 1 and 2 right, correct statement, both. C is your answer. Next, regarding Indus Valley civilization, which among the following are correct? Indus Valley civilization, our second topic, Indus Valley civilization. Pashupati Mahadeva and bull image seals were founded in Harappa. Pashupati Mahadeva, he was a second important deity of Indus Valley people after the mother goddess. The first important deity, mother goddess. After the mother goddess, Pashupati Mahadeva, the male god, the second important deity of IVC people. And the bull and Pashupati Mahadeva seals were founded by the archaeologists not in Harappa, in Mohenjo-daro, but in Mohenjo-daro. This is wrong statement. Lothal means Mount of the Dead in Gujarati language, and even in the, you know very well, what it is called as Mohenjo-daro. Mohenjo-daro means Mount of the Dead, same meaning, but in Sindh language, that is. So Lothal means Mount of the Dead, but it is in Gujarati language. Both are right. This statement right. Mohenjo-daro means Mount of the Dead in Sindh language. Lothal means Mount of the Dead in Gujarati language. This statement is right. The first statement is wrong. Pashupati Mahadeva and bull seals were founded in Mohenjo-daro. So what is your question previous? Which among the following are correct? The question demands correct statement. What is the correct statement? 2 only, the right answer. Consider the following statements. Indus Valley Civilization, the term was first used by John Marshall. Yes, John Marshall was the Director General of Archaeological Survey of India in the time of excavation of Indus Valley Civilization, and he had given the name of Indus Valley Civilization. That is the right statement. This term was first used by John Marshall. And Harappa is the type site of Indus Valley Civilization, so it is also called as Harappan Civilization. Harappan Civilization. Why the type site means the first site? The type site means the first site. The first site discovered by the archaeologist Harappa, and so it is also called as Harappan Civilization. Yes, and you know very well, according to archaeological tradition, the first site name was given to that particular culture or civilization. Another name of Indus Valley Civilization is Proto-Historic Civilization. That is also right statement. So ancient Indian history is divided into prehistory, proto-history and history. Prehistory means the time period where there was no written records, that is Stone Age. And proto-history means the time period, particularly the period the script is available and we are unable to read. In Indus Valley time period, Indus Valley people had a bootstrap pattern script. It starts from right to left, left to right, right to left, and even till today we didn't decipher that script. Script was there, but we are unable to read. That time period is called as prehistory, and you can call it as proto-history. That is called as proto-historic civilization. Prehistory means completely there was no written records. Proto-history means written records is there, but we are unable to read. Indus Valley people had a script, but we didn't decipher that, so it is called as proto-historic civilization. And statement 1, 2, 3. What is the wrong statement? There was no wrong statement. Answer is none. Which among the following is correct? According to Aitareya Brahmana, the Andhras left from the bank of river Yamuna and migrated to South India. And I don't know whether you are aware or not, we have 7 Brahmanas to the 4 Vedas, Rigveda, Yajurveda, Samveda, Atharvaveda, and 2 Brahmanas from Rigveda, 2 Brahmanas from Yajurveda, 2 Brahmanas from Samaveda, 1 Brahmana from Gopada, 1 Brahmana from Atharvaveda. Totally 7 Brahmanas corresponding to 4 Vedas. Aitareya Brahmana belongs to Rigveda. Aitareya and Kausataki Brahmana belongs to Rigveda. Satapatha and Taittiriya Brahmana belongs to Yajurveda. Tandyamana and Jayamaniya Brahmana belongs to Samaveda. Gopada Brahmana belongs to Atharvaveda. Please remember 7 Brahmanas corresponding to 4 Vedas. 2 from Rigveda, 2 from Yajurveda and 2 from Samaveda, 1 from Atharvaveda. And let's come to the Aitareya Brahmana. What it says, the Andhras left from the bank of river Yamuna and migrated to South India. This is the right statement. Right statement, and the question demands correct statement also. Andhra, Savara, Kalinga, Pulinda, Mutiba tribes were mentioned in the Aitareya Brahmana. This is also right statement. Aitareya Brahmana gives the information these tribes were lived in South India. That is the right statement according to Aitareya Brahmana. And Kausitaki Brahmana, it is another Brahmana of Rigveda. Aitareya and Kausitaki, these 2 Brahmanas belongs to Rigveda. Is the first book that mentioned about money lending. So this is the wrong statement. Actually, money lending was mentioned in the Satapatha Brahmana. Satapatha Brahmana belongs to Yajurveda. So Satapatha Brahmana first mentioned the money lending, giving money to the others for interest. So what is question demands? The correct statement, the first one is correct, the second one is correct, and third one is wrong. So 1 and 2 only. A is your answer. Consider the following statements regarding Vedangas. Yes, and we have 6 Vedangas. Yes, Vedanga. Vedangas are the organs of the Vedas. Please remember, Vedangas are the organs of Vedas. Suppose if you feel that Vedas are the human body, the liver, kidney, lungs, heart, those are compared to the Vedangas. Vedangas are the organs of the Vedas. It's auxiliary disciplines, Vedangas. So we have 6 Vedangas, and let us see that Shiksha is a branch of Vedic studies that deals with phonetics. Yes. So 6 Vedangas: Shiksha, Nirukta, Vyakarana, Chandas, Jyotishya, Kalpa. These are 6 Vedangas, and the first one is Shiksha. Shiksha is a branch of Vedic studies that deals with phonetics. Yes, Shiksha deals with phonetics. It means how to pronounce the words. How to pronounce the words. When I was a student of UPSC asked one question: which among the following Vedanga is a tongue for Vedas? And you know very well, pronunciation done by whom? Tongue. So Shiksha is a tongue for the Vedas. Shiksha is a tongue for the Vedas, and Shiksha deals about phonetics. So how to pronounce the words in the Vedas. Nirukta is a treatise on etymology. Etymology means, you know very well, study of origin of words, and is attributed to the sage Yasaka. That is the right answer. Yasaka, sage Yasaka, the Nirukta. So Nirukta is a etymology to study the origin of Sanskrit words. And you know very well, all the Vedas, Brahmanas, Aranyakas, Upanishads, Vedangas, Upavedas, Itihasas, all were composed in Sanskrit language. And here the Nirukta deals about the origin of the words of Sanskrit, or the Sanskrit words. Kalpa deals with rituals, and it consists of Griha Sutra, Srauta Sutra, and Silva Sutra. Kalpa, the last Vedanga, it deals with rituals, and you know the rituals. And so within this Kalpa, there are 3 parts. One is Griha Sutra. Griha Sutra means domestic rituals, and Srauta Sutra means, so kings performs the rituals for the welfare of the people. And Sulva Sutra deals about geometry. So geometry particularly for the fire altars. When kings perform the rituals, and they need the fire altars, and the size, shape, dimension, angle of the fire altars were dealt by the Sulva Sutra. And that statement also right. The first statement right, second statement right, and the third statement right. But the question demands the wrong statement. There is no wrong statement, so your answer is none. And let's which among the following is are correct regarding Griha Sutra? Simanto Nyaya is a ritual for the safety of the mother and child at the time of giving birth. Yes. And Griha Sutra, so actually according to Griha Sutra, every individual had to perform 16 rituals from womb to tomb. And one of the ritual, that is third ritual, Simanto Nyaya, the present day we called Srimantam. The ritual for the safety of the mother and the child at the time of giving birth. That is the right statement. Even today we are doing Srimantam or the Simanto Nyaya. Yes. And we need a correct statement. Upanayana is also called the sacred thread ceremony performed at the age of 8. It is considered to be the ceremonial birth. And Upanayana, this is the 11th ritual. I told you from womb to tomb 16 rituals mandatory, but the 11th ritual Upanayana. What is the meaning of Upanayana? Upanayana is a sacred thread ceremony, and wearing sacred thread on the body of child, 8 years child, by preaching the Gayatri mantra Om Bhur Bhuva Swaha by the priest. And so it is considered to be the ceremonial birth. One is physical birth and second one is ceremonial birth. And see, who are eligible for Upanayana, those are called as Dvija. Dvija means twice born. One is physical birth and second one is ceremonial birth. Dvija. And see, only Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, male eligible for the Upanayana. Only Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, male eligible for the Upanayana. So first of all, women not eligible. not eligible. Either any Varna, Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya not eligible, and Sudras not eligible. All Varnas of women and Sudra not eligible. So those are called as Akaja, and these people called as Dvija. Dvija means twice born. One is physical birth and second one is ceremonial birth. All the statements are right. Your answer is D, all. 14. Which among the following is are correct regarding Gautama Buddha? Gautama Buddha. This is a pre-Mauryan period question. He lost his mother in his childhood. That is a right statement, and was brought up by his stepmother Gautami Prajapati. The right statement. Yes. This was the most important religion among the 62 heterodox religions which came into existence in Indian society in the 6th century BC. So what happened after the Vedic period, the post-Vedic period? So many religions, it means 62 new religions came into existence in India against the Brahmanism. Out of 62 new religions, the most important are Buddhism, Jainism, Ajivaka and Charvaka. Out of 4, the most important is Buddhism. That is the right statement. It was an anti-Brahmanical and anti-ritualistic religion. Yes, anti-Brahmanical, against the Brahmanism, and the Brahmins, they did rituals actually, and this is also anti-ritualistic religion. And 1, 2, 3 all are correct. The question demands correct statement, so your answer is all. Which among the following is a wrong? The question demands wrong statement. Mahapadmananda was the greatest king of Magadha and was the first non-Kshatriya king in the history of India. And I told you, are you remembering? The Mahapadmananda was the greatest king of all Magadhan rulers. But another statement, he was the first non-Kshatriya. He belongs to Sudra. Before the Mahapadmananda, all the kings belongs to the Kshatriya. But the man who Mahapadmananda, the greatest king of Magadha rulers, so he belongs to Sudra. And you know very well, Varnas, Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Sudra. Sudra, the last Varna. This is the right statement. And Mahapadmananda assumed the titles of Mahapadmapati, Parasurama, Yakarat and Sarvaksha Atrantaka. And so all the titles belongs to Mahapadmananda. And Mahapadmananda was the first North Indian king who conquered South Indian territory. Out of 16 Mahajanapadas, one Mahajanapada Asmaka belongs to South India. So Nizamabad district, the present day Bodhan. Yes, the Mahapadmananda, he was the first North Indian king who came to South India, conquered the South Indian kingdom, Asmaka Mahajanapada. And Dhanananda was the last ruler of the Nanda dynasty. Yes, right. Dhanananda was the last ruler. He was defeated by the Chandragupta Maurya with the assistance of Kautilya, or you can call it Chanakya, and he started the Mauryan dynasty. He started the Mauryan dynasty in place of Nanda dynasty. Yes. So the question demands wrong statement. There is no wrong statement, so none is your answer. Which among the following is the correct statement? Allahabad pillar inscription reveals about the victories of Samudragupta. Allahabad pillar inscription issued by the Harisena. He was an external affairs minister of Samudragupta, and in that inscription, Harisena mentioned Samudragupta conquered 100 kingdoms. Yes. Mahroli iron pillar inscription describes the victories of Chandragupta II. And Chandragupta II, who issued Mahroli iron pillar inscription? Now it is there in the Qutub Minar complex in Delhi. Kalidasa wrote 3 dramas such as Abhijnana Sakuntalam, Vikramaurya Swiyam and Malavika Agnimitram. Kalidasa, one of the Navaratna of Chandragupta court, Guptan dynasty, around 4th century AD. Yes, he wrote 4 kavyas and 3 dramas. And 3 dramas are Abhijnana Sakuntalam, Vikramaurya Swiyam and Malavika Agnimitram. Yes, that is the right statement. The Gupta Empire was divided into Bhuktas. Bhukta means state, province, which were under the control of the Uparikas. Right, Uparika was head of the Bhuktas. Bhuktas were the states of Guptan Empire. So the first statement right, second statement right, third statement right, and fourth statement right. So D is your answer, all. Which among the following is are correct regarding the Anguttara Nikaya? Anguttara Nikaya is a Buddhist Pali text, and let us see the statements, the correct statement. It is a Buddhist Pali literature which was associated with Sutta Pitaka. Sutta Pitaka, and you just remember that the main Buddhist literature are Sutta Pitaka, Vinaya Pitaka and Abhidhamma Pitaka, Tripitakas. Tripitakas are the most important literature of Buddhism. Sutta Pitaka, Vinaya Pitaka, Abhidhamma Pitaka. This Anguttara Nikaya belongs to Sutta Pitaka. That is the right statement. It gives information of Sodasa Mahajanapadas in the post-Vedic period. Actually, we come to know about 16 Mahajanapadas and their capitals from the Anguttara Nikaya, which associated with Sutta Pitaka. That is the right statement. Manoradha Purani, which was composed by Buddha Ghosha, a commentary to Anguttara Nikaya. Commentary to it. That is the right statement. Commentary. Commentary means the detailed explanation. That is also right statement. And what question demands? Question demands correct statement regarding Anguttara Nikaya. All the statements are right about the Anguttara Nikaya. So D is your answer. Which among the following is a wrong? The question demands wrong statement. Muhammad of Ghazni destroyed the famous Somanatha temple in the time of Solanki ruler Bhima II. In the time of Solanki ruler, this is the right statement. But whereas coming to the Bhima II, that is a wrong. Not the Bhima II, in the time of Bhima I. Bhima I. The first statement is wrong. And you know very well Muhammad of Ghazni. So the actual name Muhammad, and he came from Ghazni. But he is very familiar with Ghazni, or you can call it as Muhammad of Ghazni. The actual name is Muhammad. He came from Ghazni. So the present day Afghanistan area. And anyway, come to the point, the first statement is right. He destroyed the Somanatha temple in the time of Bhima I, Solanki ruler, Gujarat. Jain scholar Ramachandra was the court of Jaisimha Siddharaja, who was the greatest king of Solanki dynasty. Yes, Ramachandra, so the most important scholar, and he was in the court of Jaisimha Siddharaja and Kumarapala, as who was the greatest king of Solanki dynasty. That is the right statement. In the battle of Mount Abu, Bhima II defeated Muhammad Gori. In the battle of Mount Abu, Bhima II defeated Muhammad Gori. See, Muhammad Ghazni defeated Bhima I. But Bhima II, the Solanki ruler, defeated Muhammad Gori. This is a right statement. This is a right statement. One point you have to remember, Gori was defeated and Gori defeated some Indian rulers. See, in the battle of Mount Abu, Gori, you know very well, Bhima II defeated the Muhammad Gori. It means Gori was defeated by Bhima II. But Muhammad Ghazni never he had tasted the defeat, and he was never defeated, Muhammad Ghazni. But the Gori vice versa defeated sometimes, and he was defeated sometimes like. And anyway, the first statement is wrong, and the second statement is right, third statement is right, and the fourth statement, Solankis constructed many Jain temples at Dilwara, Mount Abu, Rajasthan. Yes, they are called as Dilwara temples, the Solanki rulers. That is the right statement. We need a wrong statement, that is the first one. A is your answer, one only. And the 19, the question number 19, Dukkha, Samudaya, Nirodha, Marga, these words are recorded which among the following literature? Jain literature, Buddhist literature, Vedic literature, and none. These words belongs to Buddhist literature. And the Buddha, he said 4 noble truths. The world is full of suffering or the sorrow. The world is full of sorrow. That is called as dukkha. Buddha noble truths, 4 noble truths. Yes. And what is the cause for sorrow? Desire. That is samudaya. Desire. Desire is cause for the sorrow, the second statement. And nirodha. Nirodha means we can't conquer the desires, but we can conquer the sorrow. So one can attain nirvana, to overcome the sorrowness, that is called as nirodha. And how to overcome sorrowness? So what is nirodha? How to overcome? There is a ashtanga marga. There is a way ashtanga marga. So if anybody follows the ashtanga marga and they didn't get any sorrowness. Yes, see, dukkha, the world is full of sorrow. Samudaya, the desire is cause for the sorrow. And nirodha, one can attain nirvana, moksha, to overcome the sorrow. And how to attain nirvana? That is marga, that is called as ashtanga marga. Buddha said ashtanga marga. And these words belongs to the Buddhist literature. These four are noble truths of Buddha. Yes. So your answer is B. B for Bombay, Buddhist literature. Which among the following is are correct? The correct statement. The question demands correct statement. Rashtrakutas ruled Deccan more than 2 centuries and their capital was Ellora. And the Rashtrakutas, they ruled Deccan. After the Badami Chalukyas, the Rashtrakutas ruled this place, the Rashtrakutas. And they ruled more than 200 years, more than 200, and their capital was Ellora in Maharashtra. That is the right statement. Krishnavan built rock-cut monolithic temple at Ellora, which is considered as the greatest rock-cut cave temple in the world and which was recognized as a World Heritage Site by UNESCO. Krishnavan, one of the ruler of Rashtrakuta, he constructed a monolithic temple at Ellora. Monolithic Kailasanada temple at Ellora. So he built with a single rock, monolithic. Mono means single, lithic means stone. And this is the biggest, largest, grandest rock cut cave temple in the world. Rock cut cave temple. Rock cut cave temple means to cut the rock and make it as a cave, and cave designed as a temple. Rock cut cave temple. Yes. So the UNESCO people, they had seen this temple and they was surprised and they recognized as World Heritage Site. Who? UNESCO, United Nations Education, Scientific, Cultural Organization, cultural. And this architecture comes under the cultural. Language and literature, religion and philosophy, art and architecture, dance, music, painting, all comes under this C, culture. United Nations Education, Scientific, Cultural Organization, culture. And this rock cut monolithic temple comes under the architecture, and architecture comes under the cultural part. Clear? And this is the right statement. And the third one, the greatest ruler of the Rashtrakuta dynasty was Amogha Varsha, who wrote Kaviraja Marga, which is earliest book in Kannada literature. Yes, Amogha Varsha, the greatest ruler. Yes, and he wrote a Kaviraja Marga. This is the first book in Kannada literature. That is the right statement. So correct statement, all three are correct statements. So your answer is D, all. Let's come to 21. Which among the following is our correct statement? Uttarameruru inscription of Parantaka Chola gave information of rural self-governance during the Chola period. Already we discussed about Sabha, Nagara and Ur village assemblies. Yes, in the time of Cholas. And actually this rural self-governance or the local self-government information comes from the Uttarameruru inscription, which was issued by Parantaka Chola. He was the ruler of the Chola dynasty. That is the right statement. Raja Chola conquered Lakshadweep and Maldives. Raja Chola, so one of the important ruler of the Chola dynasty, Cholas, and they were called as Imperial Cholas. They ruled India and they ruled some other parts of outside of India. And even the Raja Chola, he went to Lakshadweep and conquered Lakshadweep. He went to Maldives and occupied the Maldives. The statement right, second statement. And Brihadishwara temple at Tanjavur built by Raja Chola, which is recognized as tallest of all Indian temples. Yes, this is the right statement. Brihadishwara temple, the Shiva temple at Tanjore, which was constructed by the Raja Chola and which is recognized as the tallest of all Indian temples. That is the right statement. Rajendra Chola too constructed the Brihadishwara temple at Gangayakonda, Cholapuram. Rajendra Chola you can write down Rajendra Chola constructed Brihadishwara temple at Gangayakonda Cholapuram. That is also a right statement. Rajendra Chola. And third and fourth right, and first and second also right. And your answer is D, all. Which among the following is are correct? The question demands correct statement. Bimbisara followed multi-pronged strategies to strengthen and expansion of Magadha. It is the right statement. Bimbisara followed multi-pronged strategy. So war and annexation is policy, matrimonial alliance another policy, and medical diplomacy another policy, and multi-pronged strategy to expansion of Magadha, strengthen and expansion of Magadha. That is the right statement. Ajatasattu conquered Malla, Kosala and Vajji kingdoms. Ajatasattu, he was a son of Bimbisara, and he killed his father and he came to the power, and he conquered Malla, Kosala and Vajji. That is the right statement. According to Jain text, Udayana was the successor of Ajatasattu. That is also right statement. According to Jain text, Udayan, he came to the power so after the Ajatasattu, and he shifted the capital from Rajagriha to Pataliputra. Udayan. So Pataliputra, the present day Patna in Bihar. And Sisunaga conquered Avanti and annexed to Magadha. And Sisunaga, after the Aryanka dynasty, Sisunaga dynasty came to power, and Sisunaga conquered Avanti, so one of the Mahajanapada, and annexed to Magadha. Right statement. The correct statement D is your answer, all. Which among the following is are correct? The correct statement. The Aryan civilization is also called as painted graveware civilization. This is the right statement. The Aryan civilization, which was started around 1500 BC to 600 BC, totally 900 years. Yes, PGW, painted graveware civilization. They used painted graveware utensils. And the Nordic people are called Aryans. The word Aryan denotes language. See, actually Aryans, the Arya, the word belongs to the, denotes to language. But the Aryans are the Nordic people. The Nordic denotes race, and whereas Arya denotes language. This is the right statement. Dasarajanya battle was the most important war in the Vedic period, which took place on the river bank of Sindhu or Sindh. And you know very well, in the Vedic period, the tribes fought against one another because of the cows or the cattle. Yes, and out of all the wars, the most important war is Battle of 10 Kings, or you can call it as Dasarajanya battle. Dasarajanya battle. And this Dasarajanya battle was taken place on the river bank of Parushini, the Ravi river. The Ravi, which was mentioned in the Rig Veda as a Parushini, but not the Sindh, or Sindhu. And this statement is wrong. And what question demands? The correct statement. The first statement is correct, second statement is correct, and the third statement is wrong. On the river bank of Ravi, or you can call it as Parushini. Yes, 1 and 2 is right. Your answer is A. A for apple, 1 and 2. Which among the following Vedic texts mentions about 20 women scholars such as Gosha, Apala, Vishwavara, and Sulambara, others? Yes, actually you just know that all the scholars from the early Vedic period, or you can call it as Rig Vedic period, from 1500 BC to 1000 BC, and all the scholars, the women scholars names was mentioned in the Rig Veda. And you know very well, Rig Veda is the earliest text in India. Yes, and the only source to the early Vedic period. Let's come to the 25, the last question. Gayatri mantra belongs to which among the following mandala of Rig Veda? So Rig Veda consists of 1028 slokas, or the 1028 mantras. Totally 10 chapters, or you can call it as 10 mandalas. And out of 1028 slokas, the most familiar or the sacred mantra, Gayatri mantra, Om Bhur Bhuva Shuvaha. And actually this mantra praised by Vishwamitra to goddess Savitri. Savitri was treated or worshipped as a Savitri was treated or worshipped as a goddess of light. So this Gayatri mantra belongs to the third mandala of Rigveda. Third mandala of Rigveda. Your answer is C. Your answer is C. Yes. And this is all about the 25 questions from the ancient Indian history. Thank you and all the best. రమేష్ చాలా ఫాస్ట్గా చెప్పానా?
కొంచెం సోనే నడిచింది సార్ ఇంకా.
రమేష్ ఇదంతా ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేయాలంటే 2 రోజులు పడుతుంది.
అక్కడ లైవ్ ఎండ్ కాలేదు.
అబ్బాయి అక్కడ నొక్కు రావచ్చు కదా.
ఇక్కడ క్లోజ్ ఇక్కడ కనిపే కూడా పెట్టా. అక్కడ 8కే లైవ్ వస్తుంది.
ఇంకోట ఎవరు వచ్చారా? సార్ వచ్చారా? ఏందో అసలు ఖాళీ దొరకట్లేదు. డూడ్ మిస్సులు కూడా సైలెంట్ మోడ్ 16 నిమిషాల క్రితం. భరత్ సార్ 784. హాయ్ సార్.
విజయ్ సార్.
హాయ్ శ్రీనివాస్ సార్.
ఓకే. ఏ సబ్జెక్ట్ సార్?
హిస్టరీ అండి.
ఓకే ఓకే. హిస్టరీ క్వశ్చన్ సార్.
ఎంసీక్యూస్ ఒక ఇన్స్టిట్యూట్ వాళ్ళు ఏదో ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేయమన్నారు. అట్లా అదేనా తీయాలి.
వచ్చేసి
మోస్ట్ టఫెస్ట్ జాబ్ ఏంటంటేనండి